NewsNation has learned that the Biden administration is planning to propose a policy that would more quickly remove some migrants from asylum after they cross the border. Under this new policy, immigration officials could start rejecting asylum seekers within just days or even hours. Currently, that process can take years. The new policy could be published as soon as today, and it comes as a group of House Democrats have penned a letter to President Biden urging executive action to fix the crisis at the border. The 15 representatives who signed the letter accusing Republicans of refusing to work together on bipartisan border reforms and using the issue as a political campaign tool. Therefore, they say action needs to come from the White House. The letter goes on to say, we urge you, President Biden, to use all the tools at your disposal, including executive action, to better address security at the southern border, interdict illicit fentanyl, and allow for orderly legal immigration. We're joined now by one of the representatives who signed that letter, Congressman Steven Horsford, a Democrat representing Nevada's 4th District. Congressman, thank you for your time this morning. I appreciate it. Should we interpret this letter as House Democrats giving up on the possibility Congress can solve this issue?
Well, sadly, Republicans are more concerned with currying favor with Donald Trump than they are about solving the border security crisis. There was a deal that was approved in a bipartisan way in the Senate, but sadly, Speaker Johnson and House Republicans have failed to bring that legislation for consideration. And so me and my colleagues have formed a group called Democrats for Border Security, and we are working and are willing to work with our colleagues to find common sense reforms that would actually help fix our broken border policy.
Congressman, the president could have issued executive action before now and hasn't. Why do you think that is?
You know, I can't speak for the timing of the president's actions, but I'm glad to hear that he is considering updating this rule to address the asylum program. But in addition to that, because our border policies are rather complicated, we have to address both the migrant and asylum issue and the fentanyl crisis, which is of great concern. Last year alone, more than 10,000 pounds of fentanyl has crossed our borders, 95% of that from the southern border. Now, fortunately, that's 10,000 pounds that has been seized. And I've been to the border, I've talked to border agents, and what they've told us is if they have more funding, more staffing, more technology, they would be able to seize these even more. That's why I'm proud to be working with this group of Democrats for Border Security, and I'm proud to have voted for legislation to give our Border Patrol agents more resources so that they can do their job.
A strategy at the border will take a multifaceted approach. Do you believe it's more incumbent on the federal government to address this? And what do you believe is the state's role?
Well, immigration policy has always been a federal policy and a federal issue. Sadly, Congress, led by Republicans here in the House, have failed to act. I believe that we should have a comprehensive approach, one that provides both a pathway to citizenship for DACAs and TPS holders who are here, but also one that provides the resources and the funding to have a more secure border, one that prevents illegal drugs like fentanyl from getting across our border. In my home state of Nevada, we have seen the increase of deaths as relating to fentanyl and overdose at alarming rates. So this affects everybody. This is not a partisan issue, and it's time to put border security over politics here in Congress.
The responsibility certainly lies with the federal government, but states on the front lines of this crisis have felt underserved and underfunded and understaffed in dealing with it. Do you think states like Texas and Arizona should be given some authority to address this until a larger plan is figured out?
No, and that's why I commend the president in working with the bipartisan members in the Senate. I would ask the former president, Donald Trump, to allow Congress to do its job, to allow Speaker Johnson, or to call on Speaker Johnson to bring up a bipartisan bill. We can get this done. Democrats in the House are willing to work to get something done. And it is incumbent upon the federal government and Congress to advance immigration policy that both secures our border while also providing a pathway for those who can earn it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.